Hello Norrathians, this is Vass, and I am in the Neriak portion of the Six Flags Over Norrath Park on EverQuest 2. Today I wanted to continue with the Neriak Tunnelers, which is a go-kart track within the EverQuest 2 game. I am in a Neriak Palace. The palace is right here. I've gotten shops done in previous episodes. Pumpkin pie shop, zombie fingers, blood sausages, the rat burgers, and mask shop. I also have done a spider floss, or cotton candy made out of spider webs, and a zombie coffee shop. So today I've already started the track. Excuse me. Sorry. I've already started the track and the go-karts, some of the go-karts, which I have tore down and rebuilt about 4 or 5 times now. The Kellethan one I did not like, and I tore it down again, and I'm about to rebuild it. I had some other ideas for it. Freeport wasn't working out the way I originally planned, and I also have to do Kinos. I do believe that I am going to need to expand the station a bit, and I do use the layout editor. So I'm going to start off by doing adding onto the station platform here. So I've got some of my pieces I need already. Hopefully I didn't forget anything. Let's see, let me load up the layout editor. And I usually have the layout editor full screen because of the fact that I want to teach people as I go with the layout editor. It's one of the main purposes of my videos. Let's load up Neriak. I was working on another house yesterday. So this one I have to reselect the files. Okay, so I've got the large one here. I'm going to copy that, paste it to this one. The scale is 12, which the center point of the divider, to get it next to the other divider, I would need to move it, I believe, 12 for dividers. The center point's on the bottom. Actually, I think it's 24. So I need to move it northeast. So let's try 24. If not, I'll go to 12. Northeast. There we go. So now our station is twice as big, and it's glitchy. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to raise it and then reload. And that should get rid of that glitchy disappearing thing. Okay, so it is a bit too long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move it back 12 to have them overlap, which it was northeast, so I'm going to go southwest. Okay, so as you see, they are overlapping halfway on both of them. So I'm going to now sync this one down 0.005. I could do 0.003, and that's not normally seen, but in this house you can zoom out pretty far and you can see it from a distance. So I'm going to do a little further and go 0.005 and go down. And now you can't see the shimmer anymore. And I like the fact that the lines are still lining up. The lines in the marble are still lining up. It only will do that at 12 and 24. You can do it at other increments, but I think the only time it ever lines up is 12 and 24, where it looks like the lines join. Okay, so I've got that in place. I'm going to go ahead and start building some of the rides here. Let's see, we will start with, let's start with Skeleton. He's got an advantage. His nose sticks out over. Okay, and just regular rotating in the game does not put it at a 45-degree angle. So I am going to now, raise these, if I can actually grab the Drake. There we go. Raise these and then do my second save to get a brand new from difference that has just those two items. And I'm going to make sure that they are at a 45 or negative 45-degree angle. There we go. Now this particular one, the Skeleton banquet table, I wanted it to be sort of a sleigh. So I'm going to go 2 up on that, and then I'm going to do a roll of 180. Hi, Luna. You did not miss much. I actually just got in the house, reviewed some of the buildings I did, and started working on the go-karts. So you haven't missed much. Glad you could join me. I am redoing Skeleton. I didn't like the way I originally had it, so I'm redoing the Skeleton go-kart, kind of making it into a sled being pulled by the Drake, which seems really appropriate. And of course we're gonna have to have flowers. Let's grab a divider. Okay, so I can use my garland. And again, I'm going to have to use that trick I learned to flip it up and then rotate it and then flip it back down. Oh, not that. And then I should be able to move it into place better. It's not going to be perfect because the Drake is moving, which is fine. Now I need to do the same basic thing on the other side here. Luna, you saw the other streams, correct? You've gotten caught up, so you've seen the buildings and so on. If not, I can run through and show you the buildings, the shops. And that should be good there. And there's the New Hollis one. Of course, it's got barrels of brew for the wheels. You gotta have that for New Hollis. It has forge for the power. And he's got some kegs so you can have a drink along the way. And some mining equipment on the front. So I like the way this one turned out. I think it all fit together good. And then I have the Neriak one here, which is very vampire related. Free blood. It's got a coffin, it's got bat wings, it's got a bat skull. I have to sink the fire in, and it also can shoot at people. So then I have the Gorwin go-kart here. Hi, Ken. The Gorwin go-kart, I've put a couple of pieces together. Let me turn the fireworks off or it's going to drive me crazy while I'm trying to talk. And in case of emergencies, it does have a parachute at the back. And it's got some smoke and some pumps and so on for the Gorwin. And it has a little rooster for a hood ornament. The Gorwin rooster. Wow, that floats quite a bit. Let's sink her down. And that. Looks like it's about the right height. Move it over. Okay, so that's the start of it. I forget what else I was going to do. I'm not even sure if I have it on me. I've gone and worked on another house project since getting the stuff together for this one. So I've kind of started to lose track of what I needed for all the different pieces. But let's go ahead and start the Freeport one next. The Freeport one is going to be very much themed like the Kellethan. Instead of it being a sleigh, though, it's actually going to be a chariot, a Freeport type chariot. And there is no way, now you see why I needed to make this bigger, extend it out, but there is no way that that is 45 degrees, but I can fix that with the layout editor. So it should be a negative 135. Oops, wrong house save. There we go. And of course, it can't be Freeport without wheels. Oh, come on. Okay, let's do this the easy way. Ooh, I almost ran right off. Sink you down. We're gonna put the wheels right over here. Actually, it's going to need to go down some more. So let's move the steering wheel out some, so I can move the divider out some. There we go. Man, that just does not look right. Those wheels are way too small for this thing. So let's make those wheels bigger. Let's save it at that size and then raise them. Okay, so let's do 1.6. That's close. And let's select the wheel and go up one for now. Okay, one's too high. The size, I think, is better. So let's go down. Thank you, Ken. 0.1 a couple of times. And let's see, it's going to need to be at least one more. I want it to kind of stick into the ground there. There we go. And this needs to be raised just a little bit. That should work. Okay, now let's copy you to you. Use the layout editor and the larger one, which is 1.6. We're going to copy the info from that one to the smaller one, and then we're going to rotate the smaller one 180 degrees, and let's go ahead and move it to let's see, that is the southeast. 2 to the southeast, apply, save, and load. And don't need you in my way anymore. You're just going to make me fall off the cliff. Okay. So it is separated. I can grab it. Let's move it out by hand. Now, how is that other one? Yeah, it can still go out further. Good. I was hoping I could get it past this little portion at the bottom here where it overlaps it. And looking at the other one, I can. So there we go. So that part's done. I love these bones. I've been using these bones a lot. Skeleton is not quite finished. I've got to add some more things here. I'm thinking of doing like a canopy over it. Just maybe over part of it. Kind of like it's a sled carriage or something. Maybe put a bench in here and have a seat back here for people to ride in. Okay, so this one needs to be pitched. It needs to be raised up and rotated around. And I am going to actually move you in closer. There we go. Can I pitch you more without you spazzing? That's at max scale. Okay, so what I could do is pitch this the opposite direction that I want. Then roll it. Then pitch it again. And it flips over. Does it rotate? Oh, I forget. There's a certain way to do this. Oh, I might have it already. Let's see, pitch this way, and then roll it. There we go. Now it's pointing down towards the ground more. Which is basically what I was trying to do. Okay, and you need to move back some because you are supposed to be in the middle of the bones, right where the rope is. The spikes stick out past you so you can stab people as you're going by because you're evil and you're Freeport. Okay, let's make this one bigger so I can get a new from difference. So, Neriak. Bring that one up. Bring that one up. Save the second one. Okay, so I want the smallest copied to the larger one. And then I need to move that one out, probably one to the southeast. And then rotate you around. Okay, it's definitely gonna be more. Because I need this one to kind of line up like that. If I move it, it moves up and down. Okay, so I'm going to have to move it with the layout editor. So let's get a new from difference, and we will move it one more to the southeast. That's better. It's a little too far. So 0.1 to the northwest. That's better. Can I pitch you any more down? No. But that's fine. I can select both of those. Oh, not you. This one. And this one. And reload and move them. Let's do 0.4 down. Too far, so 0.1 up. Yeah, the flowers for the wheel would, well, this one's not going to have wheels, but the steering wheel I could use flowers for. The chair, a chair instead of the acorn. I'd like the acorn for the skeleton. I think it really pulls it in as skeleton because of the acorn houses and skeleton and so on. So I wanted to use the acorn chair. I have the other chairs, but I wanted to use the acorn chair. I actually didn't have any of the acorn chairs, so I went and got one from the loyalty merchant just for that. But I do need to have something else back here. It's not going to have wheels because this right here at the bottom is the track for the sled. So it's actually a sled. But Freeport's is almost done. Let's see if I can do what I want to do with this. I think I can. I'm gonna have to do that same thing I was doing before. Roll it around. Because I want the mouth sticking out at the bottom. It is too far in now, so I need to bring it out. There we go. Oh, a little bit too far to the left. There we are. I like that. Okay, make this one bigger so I can save and then copy the smaller one to the larger one. So that will be the exact angle and scale and so on as the other one. And then I'm going to rotate this one. Actually, I'm going to move it to the southeast, and then I'm going to rotate it 180. That way it's completely rotated around. 2 was not nearly enough. For this particular item. And I'm right on the edge here. There we go. So Freeport's is pretty much done now. It's a chariot. It has a skeletal prowler that is pulling it. It's very bone themed. Now, Skeleton's got a lot of stuff to it. A lot more than I had originally planned. Oh, I didn't bring my horse. I was gonna get a horse. Also didn't raise this one up. I need to raise this one up. So let's go ahead and do that. Left that from the last episode. All of this one needs to be brought out of the ground. Okay, so I've got all those pieces. Now let's move them up. Let's try 0.5 up. Yep, 0.5 is a little much. So let's do 0.05 down. Let's try one more. Yep, there we go. So now it's out of the ground. And then the sconce. Let's see. Sconce needs to be moved southeast. Which I don't know if I'm going to be able to use the sconce. I'm not going to be able to bury the sconce in there because I think that's the smallest. Oh no, it's not the smallest. So let's move it a little bit more. And shrink it down. That's as small as it goes. Yeah, I'm not liking the sconce. So I'm picking the sconce up. I might do something else. But it doesn't have a bottom jaw either, so I might just leave it the way it is. Okay, so now we've got Freeport. I have to bring you back some because you're going to have a horse in front. Make you bigger, of course. And I need to make sure my angle is set right. Otherwise, everything that I build on it is going to be set wrong. Okay, so the angle is right now. Let's move you over a bit. Oh, not you. Okay, that should be good. Okay, so first off, let's do the wheels. Temple of Life, very much themed for for Kinos. And of course, it is not going to be the right angle. So let's get it set at the right angle. Excuse me. Let's see, rotate 45, roll -90. And let's put it in an even 2.5. I like the clean numbers. Okay, so now it is set good. Actually 2.5, if I can go bigger I might do that. And raise you up. Get you about centered with the wheel. All about perspective, isn't it? Looking at it from one direction, it doesn't look centered and so on. It's where the layout editor comes in handy with some items because you can tweak them a little bit this way and that way until you know it's centered. Or you can use the center point of an item to make it centered. So I've got that in place. And I did a new from difference. I'm going to change the scale with this to 2.8 and apply that. And let's do 0.1 southeast a couple of times. Okay, that's pretty good. It needs to move forward some. So this way, which is southwest. Not very much though. In fact, 0.01 might be too much, but let's see. Southwest. Did it move? I guess 0.1 isn't. I'll do a couple more just to see. Oh, it's moving. Trying to get it centered. You have to look right onto it basically. There we go. Okay, so I've got that one. I'm going to use this one and this one. Copy those. See, large one is a scale of 3. And let's move it back to the northeast. Almost. Let's do one more to the northeast. And a little too far. 0.1 to the southwest. Okay, that's better. So I've got those two in there. Let's do 0.02 southeast. Insert it into the wheel a bit more, I think. Okay, let's try 0.1 southeast. There we go. Now, a little too far because the spokes are sticking through. Don't you love how I say, there we go, and then I want to change it even though. I'll say something's perfect, then I'll go, oh, let's move it this way. Those are some fancy rims. Okay. Next. I'm going to copy those. Ones that are a scale of 3, I'm going to copy to the other ones. And then I'm going to rotate them 180. 180. And let's move them 2 to the southeast. And it's a bit too far, so let's go back 0.2. Luna, do not get in an accident trying to watch my stream. get this just the right size here. And I'm gonna have to get in a little closer. Okay, so that side's capped off. And that is where our lion head's gonna go. Okay, and I'm going to have to put these at 45 degrees. Let's see, 45 and 45. And I'm going to have to pitch these. Okay, let's bring this one up. I'm not liking that. So I'm fine with covering up the wood like that. That I'm okay with. Let's move this one in a bit. Southeast. Point. And let's do 0.1. Southeast. That's too far. Okay, 0.08 northwest. Okay, that's good. It's got the wood stripe on both sides. They need to go forward. So let's do 0.08 southwest. See where that puts us. And again, too far. Let's do 0.02 northeast. And again. There we go. Let's move this one so we can get a new from difference on that one. And we're gonna go, what direction was it? Southwest. Southwest a couple of times at 0.04. And it's gonna need to be more than that. There we go. Now, I've got those two in place, and I've got two more over here. Those are the bigger ones. So 1, 2, 3, and 4. So we want to copy the smaller ones. And we're going to need to move these. Let's try 2 to the southwest. And that's there. Sticking out too far, but that is okay, because I can always move this out further. Actually, no, let's not do that. Okay, so let's move these two in. 0.2 northeast a couple times. It's too far. And let's do 0.1. Too far. 0.05 southwest. And that one's pretty good. This one is not. Let's do 0.01 more. There we go. So that is in there. This can now be a little bigger, I think. I can raise this up, make it a tad bigger. Okay, that works out. Now I've got shimmer. I've got to get rid of that. .001. Let's see. Let's go northwest. Northwest, 1, 2, 3, and down 2. See if that will take care of it. Going down 2 is not the best idea. Okay, there we go. It's still going to shimmer from a distance. From a distance, if you can even see it. Yeah, it's covered up on the outside, but are these the smallest? No, good. Okay, so this one we're gonna have back here. Bring you down and rotate you around. Not you. Okay, so these are the two I need to work with. And we have one, it should be 135. The other one should be negative 45. That's good. We don't want you to get in an accident. Okay, so one up, and then I need to will roll work. I think roll's gonna do the opposite of what I want. No, it did what I want. It's just this one needs to be a negative roll, which I'm not sure which one that one is. Oh, it's 50-50 shot. Yay! There we go. Oh my god. You've got me playing out in public. Okay, so I need to get him in here. Lined up. There we go. Okay. So he's in there. He's gonna have to come forward. Oy, oy, oy. Okay. So I've got this one. And he's gonna have to come forward. Okay, so if I have it here, go from there, and then move it 0.5 southeast. Not southeast. So 0.5 northwest, put it back, and then 0.5 southwest. Okay, 0.5 was too far. So 0.2 northeast, put it, move back towards the center. Close. Okay, now let's do 0.02s. Northeast, 1, 2, 3. And let's do one more and up. No, up was not a good idea. So down. All depends on the angle that you are looking at it. Okay, that's closer. I could probably move it northwest and it'll disappear. I just don't want to bury the blade into the side. Okay, so that's good. How much room do I have for the blade? Not a lot, because I'm going to have to make it bigger. So let's do northwest a couple more times. And now the blade's in there, which is not cool. But I also need to make this 0.8 instead of 0.5. Let's see how big that one is. Yeah, it's gonna have to stick through the wheel. There's no getting around that. Unless I flipped it around the other way. I could do that. Let's see, would that be a roll or a pitch or what? I could pitch it and then roll it. Or I could just do 45 and 180 maybe. Okay. That was 135 and 90. Let's put it back the way it was. Okay. So what I'm thinking is I can just trade places with these two once I get the other one set. So why don't I move this one out of the way? I will save this one. I will move. Actually, I don't even have to. It's right there. Let's do it anyway. There we go. And let's move it 3 to the northwest, which is probably too far. Yeah. So 1 southeast, and now we're going to start doing our point ones. 0.1 southeast. Let's try it 3 times. There we go. That worked out. Now it's actually embedded in there. And it looks like it's not poking through the wood. It is poking through the tires though, so maybe a little more. So what was that, southeast? Yep. Now it's poking through the wood, so let's move it forward. 05 northwest. Okay, there we go. Now I've got the Kinos swords on there. I've got the one. Now let's copy this one to this one. So larger to smaller. And we are going to move it 2 to the southeast. And we need to roll it, not that. Roll it 180 and rotate it 180. So roll 180, rotate 180. Let's see if that works. There we go. And point to northwest a couple of times. Not that far. And let's do smaller increments. Let's do 0.01. What are you getting me at the grocery store, Luna? I want raspberry ice cream. Give me some raspberry ice cream with chocolate chunks. Okay, so that's in there now. I just need to get my pony. Now, where do I want this? Do I want it on the front? No, I would say on the back. But it needs to, is it rotate? No. Pitch? Yeah, it's pitch. There we go. It needs to be a little smaller, I think. Just a little bit. That should work. So let's copy this one. To that one. So the smaller one. And then we will move one of these. One to the southeast. And let's do 0.1. And one more. And then this one needs to go 0.05, I think. 0.5 northwest. There we go. So now for this one, I just need a bench in here. and the pony. So that one will be done. Let's see, I've got a lot of supplies down here, and I don't have a whole lot of time left for the stream today, but I've got my bone mounds down here, I've got my skulls and such down here. So this will be for this area. And then over here I've got a lot of the flowers that I'm going to be using, a lot of the stalactites and ores and gems that I'll be using, and some flame to come up out of the lava.